Welcome everyone, today we'll have a quick guide for Diablo 4. Now as you guys can see behind me, I'm currently level 35 and I have made 1.7 million gold. And this is all coming from the last hour. So let me show you guys how this is done and also explain the concept and also what is the advantage and also the downside of doing this method. So coming over to one of my replays, and I started this 1 hour ago testing this method. And I'll put the sound down a little bit just in case it's too loud, right? So I started this method about 1 hour ago testing this. I was on level 28 and my friend was 27. And within 1 hour, I was able to get 7 levels and he got 7 levels as well. And what my starting gold is, I think I had 100,000 gold when I started. I can't really show you the gold, but the method is pretty straightforward. You'll be farming a specific dungeon and I'll show you guys the instant reset method of resetting the dungeons. And the dungeon itself will give you tons of gold in terms of the monster jobs and also the rare items. Each elite will be dropping 1 rare item, and if you simply sell those items or salvage those items, you can easily make over 1 million gold within 1 hour. Now, I'm not saying that you should be doing this method at the start of the game, but there will be instances where you want to be doing this just for maybe 10 or 20 minutes, and this can speed boost you for the rest of the game, up to level 50 or even up to level 70. So you can see that we're just running this dungeon, and I'll show you guys the dungeon. This is one of the Alicia claim dungeon, and this is easily accessible at the start of Act 1. Now what I want to highlight is how to reset the dungeon, and this is going to be the most important part. Now if you're playing solo, the method of resetting is what you can see over here. So if you're playing solo, the method of resetting the dungeon will be what we discussed previously, is that you do the dungeon, do a rotation of the dungeon, which I'll show you guys in replay at the end of the video. So you'll be doing a rotation of the dungeon, and at the end of the dungeon, you'll press leave dungeon and then you'll wait outside for 1 minute. But there is an instant reset method if you play with 2 players. So if you guys are playing a party with 2 or multiple players, what you can do is, instead of using the leave dungeon method, like you can see over here, what you want to do is you want to leave the party as the leader. If you leave the party as the leader, and then instantly you'll be teleported at the entry of the dungeon. And then when you go back to the dungeon, this will automatically reset the dungeon without any cooldowns. So this is basically the reset dungeon button in terms of in the form of the partying, right? And I'm not sure if this is intentionally designed, but since it works at the launch, maybe this was intentional, we're not sure, right? But you can see right away, I'm not skipping anything. Basically, I was the party leader, I left the dungeon, and now if I go back to the dungeon, it resets instantly. And this allows you to farm any dungeon of your choice and get a massive level boost. So here notice we're level 28, 27, and our friends are level 34. And within 1 hour, we're able to catch up in 8 or 7 levels. And this is actually really, really good. And what I want to show you guys, let me see if I can show you how much gold I had. So you can kind of see my gold over here, and this is about 100,000 gold when I started this about an hour ago. Now I did sell a lot of items, so I wasn't salvaging them, but you can see at the end I have over 1.7 million gold. Now I'm not saying you'll probably make this much, because you probably make 1 million gold at least if you do this correctly, because I have been selling all the rare items, because I have been salvaging them a lot as well. So I tested this method for 1 hour. And let me walk you guys through the advantage of doing this method. So let me do step by step, I don't want to rush things. What you want to do is, in order to start farming this dungeon, you want to clear this stronghold in Act 1. And this is in the Act 1 stronghold with Malok. After clearing this stronghold, you want to come over to this dungeon called Alicia's Claim. And this dungeon is only available once you clear the stronghold. Now once you get into the dungeon, what you're going to do is, you do want to find a party member to kind of make use of the instant reset method. And you just want to do the first part of the dungeon where you can see the scales of the elites. There's tons of elite and all of them give tons of experience, and also they drop rare items. They also drop legendaries. So I have gotten 3 legendaries and my friend gotten 2 legendaries so far within 1 hour. And there will be, random spawns of the chests, and there will be random spawns of events that you can do for tons of experience. So the focus of using this method is that you'll be farming only the elites and also the monsters next to them, doing the events, and also just do a rotation. Once you do a rotation of the map, which is made in terms of circular, you'll be finishing. I'm going to skip a little bit because you can see I'm doing the events, and here I'm doing the monsters. I'll have a full replay to show you guys. So basically, you do a rotation of the first part of the map. Instead of turning in the the Eminence urn, you don't go to the urn, you don't turn in the urn, but rather as the leader should be leaving the party and then going back to the dungeon. And this basically takes about 2 to 3 minutes max to farm one dungeon, and you get about 30 to 40% experience and also tons of gold by doing this. So you can see in the replay, I'm leaving the dungeon and I have tons of items, and I just briefly show you guys selling them over here. I'll show you guys a quick clip at the end so you can see the whole rotation of how we farm this one. And I decided to test this one for an hour. I did go a little longer, and you get tons of upgrade as well as you use this method. So you get some legendaries, you get lots of gold, lots of experience, and also tons of rare items as upgrades. To the end, I will stop looking at them, I was just selling them for the gold. And you can see easily we make a lot of gold. Now, I know a lot of you will be saying, hey, why are you doing this method? Why aren't you going for the story mode? Why aren't you going for clearing out the end-game content? I wanted to do this for 2 reasons. The first reason is my friend and me, we have been crafting a little bit, and we found ourselves to be out of gold. And also we found ourselves to be a little under-leveled, and some of the content was a little challenging. So what I recommend is, maybe before level 35 or before level 33, if you find yourself to be under-leveled, short of gold, make use of this method. I'm not saying that you should be doing this method non-stop, because there's a lot of other ways of in-game content that is available once you clear the story and once you get to level 50. So if you do find yourself a little short of experience, a lot of gold, you can be using this method. And one of the reasons I recommend doing this one to, maybe get yourself to level 33 or 32 is that after that, you get over to the threshold of items. So let me show you guys over here. I was able to get a lot of good items like the helmet over here that gives me +2 to death blow, and also the gloves over here that gives me +2 to helmet of ancient. And you can see there's a lot of good items that can be dropped after you get over to the threshold, and this allows the +2 skill ranks to be available, and this is quite important. So again guys, I'm not saying you should kind of abuse the dungeon reset method at the start of the game. You can still make use of this in the later stage of the game as well if you get bored of other things. It is quite it is quite systematic when we're doing this. So for 1 hour we wasn't thinking, we were just kind of playing and resting our mind. It is very tiring with your fingers, you'll be clicking a lot. So I'm constantly checking the levels of my friends, and I can see that this is by far the fastest leveling method, and also you get a lot of gold. And I do not recommend doing this method after level 35, but before this, you do get tons of reward. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of Diablo 4 related topics and also videos and also guides. We'll be looking to the top meta builds, non-meta builds, leveling up, and also Paragon tricks. We're also looking to the latest events and also official updates and also changes to different characters and also different builds in the game. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn the notification on, because a lot of you who are watching the videos have not subscribed. You can see 80% of the viewers who are watching our videos have not subscribed. So make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for the latest update for Diablo 4. So over here, as the final part, what I do is I'll show you guys a full replay of what we do and how we farm in this dungeon. And if you do have a friend, you can make use of this. And if you want, you can find a party member or maybe a guild member to be helping you with this one as well. And also, if you're looking for a guild, we have a guild and also a Discord ready. So join us on the Majestic Discord as we share ways of new tips and also test new tricks, and also find more players to be doing different tricks of farming and also get more loots.
I must wait. I don't have enough fuel. I'm not ready yet. I must wait. ready yet. Not ready yet. Out of fury. Not ready yet. I must work.
Now before you go, and if you guys didn't know, we have a new YouTube channel. And if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe and check out the behind the scenes and also fun clips and also more stories about us. And then you get to know me a little more personally instead of just reading the news and also the games, right? So I want to share a little bit more with you guys. So make sure you check this channel out if you're interested about Matt and also Uni. She's really funny too, and she's really shy. So I want to give her a surprise and do a shout out for the new channel to get some subscribers. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time.